The Madman! Welcome to a very exciting edition of more United in Stormwind cards. And this reveal week has proven that the United in Stormwind cards are all really getting pushed. Let's start off with a bang. It's Varian, King of Stormwind. 8 mana 7/7 legendary. Battlecry, draw a rush minion to gain rush, repeat for taunt and divine shield. And you did look at that right. This is the good old Tiamat, +1 mana, +1/+1, and you draw 3 cards, and you get the usual options off Tiamat, the rush and divine shield, and an extra taunt for bonus. Prerequisite, you have to put the rush and the taunt and the divine shield into your deck, and they still have to be in your deck. But if that all exists, you get to draw 3 cards! The problem is potentially it could be kind of tough to actually put in the rush, the taunt, and divine shield and have them not be bad cards in your deck. And of course, we're going to have to see if there's any more cards revealed that have good rush or taunt or good divine shield. But yes, certainly if you don't have to alter your deck too much, Varian looks like a really, really strong card. Fun fact, and I hope this is actually the case, maybe someone will run Impatient Shopkeep with Varian. Due to the tradable of Impatient Shopkeep, you can ensure that Varian almost always has rush, because you can just keep the Shopkeep in your hand and then trade it into your deck and then play Varian. Over in Druidland, Park Panther, 4 mana 4/4 beast with rush. Whenever this attacks, gives your hero +3 attack this turn. That's just extremely efficient. What can I say? Just default good. Another default good card in Druid is Best in Shell. 6 mana, tradable. Summon 2/2/7 taunts with turtles. Wow, that is 18 stats for 6 mana. 4/14 for 6 mana. That's really good. And if you're against a control deck where you think 6 mana isn't worth putting out 4 attack value on, you can just trade it away. Or if it's early game, just trade it away. That is a monster card for shutting down aggro. And is just like a baseline good stats enough that you won't feel bad playing it on 6. You'll actually feel pretty good. For Demon Hunter, there's Jace Darkweaver. Cool little finisher, 8 mana 7/5, Battlecry, cast all fell spells you've played this game, targets enemies if possible. Very spicy with Metamorphosis. You can get 4 uses out of the Metamorphosis hero power perhaps. You could play Fury also, to do a lot of damage. Fury and Chaos Strike can suddenly stack up and deal a bunch of damage in a single blow. This could just be a general good value card. Paladin has a simple Lightbringer's Hammer, 3 mana 3/2 lifesteal weapon, can't attack heroes. And I think that's just fine. Perhaps there will be some sort of control deck where you want to just have a Fiery War Axe and have 6 healing. I also think the questline from Paladin might be underrated, and I, of course, am a Paladin lover. Questline, rise to the occasion. Play 3 different 1-cost cards. Reward, equip a 1/4 Light's Justice. It's not that hard to play 3 different 1-cost cards. First Day at School is a 1-cost card itself, and will give you 2 1-cost cards. So if you just play a First Day at School, you've already completed the first part. You'll get your Light's Justice, which is actually surprisingly good tempo. Not bad. Pave the Wave becomes the next quest. Play 3 different 1-cost cards to upgrade your hero power. So you get to summon 2 1/1s with the hero power. Nice. Play 3 more different 1-cost cards, and you get Lightborn Cariel, who's a 5 mana 7/7 with Battlecry. For the rest of your game, your Silver Hand recruits have +2/+2. Essentially turning your hero power into the equivalent of the Jiraxxus hero power. If you play Lothraxion, you summon 2 3/3s with Divine Shield. Sweet. Secrets in Paladin cost 1. It's entirely possible that you also just reduce your Libram of Wisdom to 1. I don't think it's too bad a quest to complete, and could spawn a value Paladin deck. And for Warlock, there's Shady Bartender. 5 mana 4/4, tradable, Battlecry, give your demons +2/+2. This alone is not going to make the demon deck, but if more demon synergy comes about, Shady Bartender is there to help with that strategy. Also, I'm a big fan of all these situational cards having tradable, and that's a situational card. Rogue gets Counterfeit Dagger, 4 mana 4/2 with Battlecry, gain a random friendly death rattle that triggered this game. Clearly going to want to be on a high value death rattle and could spawn a different archetype of deck. Both better and worse than the Necreum Blade. The Necreum Blade is a lot faster. This card is a lot more flexible. You can not have the death rattle and the weapon at the same time. Your death rattle can just easily have died much earlier. And then you just get the sick value off the 4 mana 4/2 weapon. Will Value Rogue finally be a thing? We're gonna have to see if there's more death rattle cards. Shaman's got some exciting cards. You have Overdraft, 1 mana tradable spell with unlock your overloaded mana crystals to deal that much damage. You've seen Lava Shock before, and Lava Shock had seen play a little bit. Overdraft tends to be better than Lava Shock. It's 1 mana instead of 2. And it can do way more damage. Just requires some knowledge about how many Shaman cards you're going to have Overload here. But looks like Overload is going to be back on the menu. Again, very nice use of tradable, in that sometimes you just don't have Overload cards. Trade it away. Now this is a spicy Shaman card. Tiny Toys. 6 mana, summon 4 random 5-cost minions, make them 2/2. First of all, it's just 6 mana to summon 8/8 worth of stuff in 4 things. And yeah, that's not too exciting. But the fact that they can have the following bonuses, and the fact that it summons 4 means you're actually quite likely to get at least one of these. Raybow, Burning Blade Acolyte, Rustwix, Talon, Twilight Runner, Teacher's Pet. You can get Raz. From the new set, you can get the Rat King. Even more insane is when you combine that with an Evolve type effect. Blockspine Knuckles is still in Standard. That could make for an insane turn, where for 6 mana, you summon 4 6-drops. That is a huge swing. Now this Shaman card, that's insane. Volner Hammerbeak, 2 mana 1/4, legendary. After you play a Battlecry minion, repeat the first Battlecry played this turn. That does include if you simply just play 1 Battlecry minion. It just simply doubles its Battlecry, so to say. That's really insane. It's like Brand Bronzebeard, except it's 2 mana. You can play this on turn 2 because it has 4 health. Early Theorycraft already has an insane combo deck with this. Potentially insane. Circus Medic and Dunk Tank, you corrupt those cards. You play Yasharaj, and then you get the Circus Medic and or Dunk Tank into your hand. You play your Lightning Bloom, and then you play Volner. That means whenever you play a Battlecry, you repeat Yasharaj's Battlecry to give you Circus Medics and or Dunk Tanks. And then, you just play them and you kill your opponent. Really though, I think that this is just plenty fine for a deck with some amount of Battlecries. Just an excellent value card. You can save it for the very late game, play a really valuable Battlecry, and then get that Battlecry a few more times by playing some cheap Battlecries. And we're going to conclude this insane day of reveals with not 1, but 2 insane cards. The first of which is Cornelius Rome, 6 mana 4/5. At the start and end of each player's turn, draw a card. Take a moment and think about how insane that is. You play this card, and then you're going to end your turn. You'll draw 1 card. Your opponent's going to begin their turn, you'll draw a card. So at the very least, 6 mana 4/5, draw 2 cards. And your opponent will probably be incentivized to kill this card because otherwise the card advantage you'll have is insane. If they don't kill Cornelius Rome, then you are guaranteed to get not just 2, but 6 cards, because going through the entire cycle means the end of your opponent's turn you draw a card, the beginning of your turn you draw a card, you take your turn, at the end of your turn you draw a card, and the beginning of your opponent's turn you draw a card. What a card! Obviously you're going to be putting this into a deck which is appropriate for it, probably a low cost deck. Aggro-ish, maybe mid-range. Some sort of tempo deck. I would be afraid of playing a control deck with value and refill like that around. And the epic finale, Elven Boar. 1 mana 1/1, Death Rattle. If you had 7 Elven Boars die this game, equip a 15/3 Sword of 1,000 Truths.
There has to be some way we can help them.
What about the Sword of 1,000 Truths?
Quiet, Thomas. We aren't to even speak of that sword.
But maybe these new players are the ones the prophecy foretold of.
It is not an option. What is this sword?
Long ago, when the world of Warcraft was created, one of the programmers put a sword, called the Sword of 1,000 Truths, into the game inventory. Apparently, it could cause 120 damage per second, with an instant mana burn and an enchantment that boosted stamina plus 80. But the sword was considered to be too powerful for anyone to possess. So it was removed from the game and stored on a 1 gig flash drive.
But it was foretold that one day players who could wield the sword might reveal themselves.
Who foretold this prophecy?
Saltzman, he's in accounting.
And just in case the 15-3 weapon isn't enough, the 15-3 also comes with a casual after your hero attacks, destroy your opponent's mana crystals. You'll probably win if you actually manage to get all the Elven boars to die. Now, how you're going to get these to die is questionable. It's a meme card. However, the glory that you'll get if you actually get Sword of 1,000 Truths, perhaps that's worth the meme. So I can definitely say that of the cards revealed so far, the average power level of the cards is quite strong. Now, perhaps what's even more interesting is that I don't think there's any, like, gimme this is a really, really good card in this archetype. They all kind of encourage different things, or are just standalone good cards that you'll want to consider for every deck, and that's really cool. Gonna be one of the hardest card sets to rate, I think, in terms of how good the cards are, just because they all look pretty good. Looking forward to seeing what all else is to come in United in Stormwind. By the way, my card is coming. It's very cheesy.